Hey Hope Newcastle, I'm Gabriel.
Hi guys, my name is Nathanael.
Hi, my name is Cindy.
A warm welcome to the people that's in the church and you are in the right place.
During my time with Hope Newcastle, I experienced a spiritual revival. I was born into a Christian family and I attended and served the church all my life. But by the time I first arrived in Newcastle around October 2018, I was spiritually dead. I was carrying a lot of emotional baggage, bitterness, and pain in my heart that was keeping me far away from God. And before I came to Newcastle, I had barely attended church at all for 2 years already. But Hope Newcastle was there from the very beginning.
So I came to the UK in 2011 for my pharmacy degree. Just like any other students, I was studying really hard. I remember there's this one time where I was looking at my lecture notes, which I could barely understand. I started to think about the meaning of life. I asked myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Who are these people around me? What do they mean to me? And what do I mean to them? I was also thinking, after passing my exams, I get a certificate which will get me a job. And then what's next? Do I have my family of my own? Some grandchildren maybe? Getting old? I was thinking, wow, life is so meaningless. But anyway, I didn't really care much about this thought of mine. I just continued on focusing on my studies.
Well, to talk about Hope Newcastle or Hope Fellowship back in the days, I need to think back into my university days. I met a person called Dennis, and he's one of my classmates, and he was the one who invited me to Hope Fellowship. And I remember the first meeting in Hope Fellowship, Sabina was the one who was leading the sharing or the discussion at night, and I was so interested or intrigued by these classmates of mine, Dennis and Sabina, running a fellowship or church in university. Slowly I joined them more and more, attending the university fellowship and their Sunday gathering. And then this being one of my friends and eventually becoming my mentor and shepherd really showed care and love towards me, always meeting up with me, teaching me about the Bible and teaching me about what's my purpose of being a Christian. Honestly, I grew a lot spiritually by spending time with people like him and also as well as people like Sabina and Hansen.
When I first arrived at the airport, Hansen and Sabina picked me up. Then they brought me for lunch, where I had the chance to meet other members of Hope Newcastle before they helped me to get to my accommodations. And even after that, as I was finding my footing and navigating a new life in a new place, Hansen, Sabina, and the rest of the church were always there. Their fellowship reminded me of how good it is to be connected to God and His church. They never pushed me or dragged me to come to church. And there was a time when I did stop attending for a while, being overwhelmed by my own troubles and seasonal depression from winter. But the patience and love they showed me made me realize that it was a good thing to be connected to God and His church, and that I didn't have to face things alone. So slowly and patiently through Hope Newcastle, God was calling me to come home. And through the kindness and love and warmth that the church showed me, my heart responded to God. As I grew more and more connected and started serving again in church, I could tell something was changing in my spirit. For the first time ever, I wasn't attending church because it was expected of me, or because mom and dad were going as well. And for the first time, I was keen to be involved in God's work. I grew to know what it means to love God and His church. And I'm grateful that the Hope Newcastle core team gave me the chance to serve with them and to be involved.
I have a friend of mine, he invited me to Hope Newcastle Fellowship. I didn't know much about God, I didn't know what fellowship is, but I went anyway because I get to meet new friends and there was food, so why not? I remember during praise and worship time, I was really surprised because the people there, they were smiling and singing happy songs to God. They were dancing around in a small room. I was like, oh, I didn't know you can be so lively and cheerful in church. Anyway, I've only joined Hope Fellowship once in a while, as I was studying. I was using my studies as an excuse. And then I had an exam. After the exam, I was feeling very worried because I thought I failed it. I rang one of my sisters, who I knew she was having the same struggles in her uni. She comforted me, she prayed for me, and she asked me to talk to God. She also shared a Bible verse with me. It is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. It says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." After that, I just could feel so much peace, and I was really curious about who this God is, who could give me such peace that no one in this world can give. I started joining Hope Fellowship again. I opened up myself. I shared my struggles to the brothers and sisters. They prayed for me, and they encouraged me to read the Bible. So I started reading the Bible. I didn't do it on my own. I had my mentor Sabina, who guided me throughout this new journey in discovering this awesome God. And this has changed my life forever. I not only know about God, I also know more about myself, and I got to know my purpose of life.
To this day, Hanson's words still resonate with me. That even if I was just going to be around for a year, he wanted to see me grow and be involved in God's church. And that attitude and openness to welcoming people had saved me from the spiritual death that I was in. And it reminded me just how important it was to remain in God. In less than a year, Hope Newcastle had made a life-changing impact on me. To me, it will always be a spiritual family that I will cherish and value. So as you celebrate your anniversary, church, I pray that you continue to keep up that welcoming spirit, and that more lives around you will be touched and impacted in so many ways that you never thought was possible. Because God is the one working through you.
I really experienced the care and love from them, and I really enjoyed the times we had spending time, just fellowship, eating, talking about life, traveling around for mission trips, and our friendship goes beyond church as well. We even bonded through a game of Dota 2 and even traveled overseas to watch a tournament together. Even though we had different personalities, different likes or dislikes, I really felt the genuine friendship that I had developed, and I really enjoyed being part of Hope Newcastle back in my uni days. Although I'm not physically in Newcastle anymore, thank you. I just want to give thanks to all the people that has served in this church and has either showed care or even smiled to me by welcoming me into this church. Thank you, and God bless to all of you in Hope Newcastle.
So I'm very thankful for the brothers and sisters in Hope Newcastle who I can share my life with, and to grow my faith with as well. Life is so much meaningful with God and with my brothers and sisters in Hope Newcastle. Also, I did pass my exam. So I just also want to take this opportunity to wish Hope Newcastle happy anniversary, and may God bless each and every one of you here. And I pray that Hope Newcastle will continue to be a place or home to many others to discover about this awesome God. Thank you for listening. Bye.